9 weeks of iRacing for the Frontier Truck Tour. It's been one hell of a season so far. Dylan Herverton will lead them to green. Ladies and gentlemen, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, it's a hot one. Green flag is out. Frontier Truck Tour, baby. Let's get it on. As they come out of turn 4, Dylan Herverton will lead the first lap. Matthew Leggett into that second position, followed by Robert Keats Jr. Aiden Gould all the way down to the white line. He's going to try to diamond the corner and get that position for the third spot. Stephen James, the butt snorkeler, has shown speed all season long. He sits fifth. Daniel Nance is around to the back. Daniel Nance around. I see contact against the fence for Eric Gann. Possibly Luke Chadwick involved in that deal as well. Luke Chadwick has immediately towed. We don't know what happened. Let's take a look at the replay. On board, not on board, but camera is on Luke Chadwick. He blinks out. Okay, so he blinked out and had nothing to do with the wreck, I'm going to assume. So let's go watch Daniel Nance. So Daniel Nance was riding right around the 9th position here. What happens? Oh, loose up in front of Raymond. Raymond's going to finish him off. And Eric G. Gann might have gotten spun by the blinking out car of Luke Chadwick? How does he end up in the fence here? Oh! I think he just drove into the back of Jordan Marion. Will be in commands.
Green.
Chopper cam, see how they restart. Good launch out of Herverton. Robert Keats Jr. side by side with Matthew Leggett. Bad restart for Leggett. Robert Keats Jr., when you start behind the leader, you get the advantage, and he will try to take the position away. Down the back straight, everybody seems to get through just fine. Robert Keats Jr., Matthew Leggett still side by side. Matt will re-clear. Aiden Gould now begins to work on the number 1 truck. It is your closest battle on track right now. Douglas Henry slowly reeling in the trio. Leggett spins Gould. Gould across the nose of Matthew Leggett. Gets it back straight. We stay green. Not even an incident report. Opens the door for Douglas Henry. Moves into second. Robert Keats Jr. right there. Derek Stanley, Nicholas Tucker just behind. Aiden Gould came up across the nose of Leggett. Leggett did not budge. 8 championship implications already. Dropping back to that 4th position. Trying to get back into the top 3. Since clearing Jacob Alicia, Nicholas Tucker running down Matthew Leggett for that 4th position. Side by side here for 4th. Tucker will go by. Leggett will try to battle back at the top line. I just don't think he has the rotation. Nicholas Tucker has found something on the bottom of the track. Meanwhile, Aiden Gould has found his way side by side with Douglas Henry. Battle for that 2nd position. Both these guys praise each other for how close they're able to battle wheel to wheel and be relatively contactless. They are looking real good here. Aiden almost up on that fence, running that line. Doug will go down to the 2nd line. Gould into the wall. Doug gives some room for exit. Nicholas Tucker around into the inside wall. No caution. Let's take a look at what happened. It might have been contact with Gould, although I didn't think so. All the way to the corner. Gets that truck rotated below the 8s. Oh, he just loses it on its own unless it was netcode, but it appears the 49 driving his way up towards the front. Loses it on his own. Ronnie Lane, Jacob Alicia. Ronnie Lane has drove his way from the 11th position into 4th right now. 20 truck is looking good. They get around the lap truck of Eric Gann. I do not know where the speed came from Ronnie. He must have been saving tire exceptionally well, because here he is in 4th, making no mistake, making quick work of these guys. How about this run for Ronnie? And now here comes Dylan Herberton. Let's watch Herberton do a pit road stop, your leader. Ronnie Lane will take the lead. Yet to pit. Jacob Alicia as well. Really smooth into his box, not giving anything up, not overly aggressive, doesn't need to be. 2.5 seconds separate Gould and Herberton. Gould, 3-lap older tires, trying to flip the script. Outcycle the 07. It does not work, and it's going to only hurt him. Oh, a crash! Nicholas Tucker gets the car towed. Somehow we stay green. No caution. Are you kidding me? Wrecked the middle of the racetrack. Let's take a look at the replay.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Now the yellow gets turned, so perhaps another part of the incident. Luke Chadwick comes up, spins Nicholas Tucker. Around he goes, right in front of the field. Jordan Marion, the 55, also driving by. I wonder if the caution button was hit just a few seconds late. I mean, Luke Chadwick on the bottom. And he's driving for position. There's guys he has to run down. Nicholas Tucker pinching him low. Gets some sideways. I mean, here comes the 55 of Eric Gann. Seeing if maybe Luke Chadwick did something to also bring out a caution, but he gets it back going straight.
Green flag, green flag.
Matthew Legat, old tires, how does he fare? Not a bad launch. A lot of moving going on in the center of the pack. And at turn 1, we seem to be A-okay. Here comes Aiden Gould. Big ship up the inside. Gets around the 4 truck. Cleared Dylan Herberton. Douglas Henry trying to attack. And Aiden Gould would go to the lead. Can he hang on to it? Because Herberton has been bad fast. Douglas Henry trying to stay at the 07. It doesn't work. Stephen James getting around the 4 truck. Good gap to the 6th position or the 7th position. But how about that for Aiden Gould? Great launch, great restart. Might have used Matt as a pick to get in front of that 07. Can he run away with it? The battle for the championship. Those two head to head. Oh, big wreck in the back. Oh no, Daniel Nance. David Wright, I saw other trucks involved. Oh, what happened? It looked like David Wright went up and got Daniel Nance. Let's take a look at the replay. 3 wide down the front stretch. Alicia clears the pair. Daniel Nance into the corner, gets shipped by Luke Chadwick. David Wright, innocent bystander, hard to the outside wall goes Nance. I mean, Luke Chadwick just not ready for the 95 truck to be slowed up. Kills the engine. Decent launch out of Gould. Dug to the inside of Herberton. Can he get there? To the left rear. Almost. He's still hanging. Still hanging. But Herberton will clear. The rest of the field gets to the corner fine. Doug trying to aggress. He knows if he needs to get that position, he needs to go now. If not, he just needs to watch Herberton drive away and attack Aiden. Herberton to the inside of Gould. Can he get the position? Ships it in. Doug looks to the top line, hoping something happens between the pair. Aiden, can he cross over? Battle for the championship right here between these two. After this, we go into the season finale at Homestead. Every position matters. If you're able to win, that's a good buffer. Into the final race of the season. Gould will re-clear. Here comes Doug up the inside, trying to capitalize on Herviton. Look at Doug, has the pace. Can he get around the 07? He's not afraid to use those elbows. He's giving Herviton good space right now. And at turn 3, they're still even. Stephen James right there with Ronnie Lane in tow. And Douglas Henry will clear. Herviton looks back to the inside. Will he try a slider? Doug will block him. Great block out of Doug. Herviton will still try it. I don't think he'll have the momentum. Gets to the door. But we're going to continue to allow Doug to clear him. Herviton, left rear Doug. Doug waits a little bit longer to rotate, allows Herviton to get even with him. Herviton will try to clear the 66, get Doug crossover. To the left rear. Really sweet on exit, both those trucks planted. Driving at their absolute best right now. Doug to the door. Battling back on the bottom. Doug prefers the top line, but he's making the bottom work. It just takes patience. Herviton giving him plenty of room as well. Their exit is always so tight here. And meanwhile, there is a battle for fourth going on. Ronnie Lane is closing in on Stephen James. Still side by side. Beautiful racing on a Douglas Henry and Dylan Herviton. I mean, look at them. Still side by side. End of 3. Doug didn't have a good entry there. Can he make up for it with an early rotation into the exit? Herviton has the advantage. Doug still hanging on that left rear. He just needs to not let him clear him. Doug will push it harder in a turn 1. Still staying off the door of the 07. Ronnie Lane beginning to work on Stephen James just behind. Still even down the back straight. Look at these two. Aiden is loving this. He pulls away to a second gap. Still side by side. Can they go 3 laps side by side? Yes, they will. Can they do a 4th? Doug able to slow down that 07 at some point. His tires have to give way. Doug will try to slider. Herviton crossover is their contact. Doug plants it on the bottom. There might have been room for the 07, but he can't get there. Douglas Henry re-clears, but now will Herviton try a slider of his own. Stephen James right there in the mix. Ronnie Lane watching. Doesn't know what's going to happen this time. Dylan back to the left rear of the 66. Not quite. Doug re-clears. What a drive out of Douglas Henry. Doug is the one to remember, and he will repay the favor if Herviton is a little excessive. Slight contact. Ships it in. Corner exit. Doug half a lane off the wall. Hurting Herviton's exit off of 2. Into 3 and 4. And they return side by side. Doug gives Herviton a shot of his own, but it doesn't hurt the 07. I wonder, do I see slight right rear damage on Herviton? I don't know. Because that could hurt his performance. It might have, because here comes Doug back to the inside. There definitely is right rear damage on Herviton, affecting the handling of that truck. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Here comes Douglas Henry back up the inside. I wish this was a battle for the lead. Oh! Herviton to the rear bumper and Doug. Doug keeps it planted. Herviton continues to attack. Herviton is playing with fire. If you push Doug, he doesn't push back. He will just deck you. Here comes Stephen James and Ronnie Lane. Doug hanging on to the right rear of Herviton. Herviton clears. He gets down to the bottom, out of the way to the 66. Will Doug try to drive along the top line? enters on the door of the 07. Stephen James side by side with Ronnie Lane. And Aiden Gould, leading this race, continues to pull away. Here we go. Doug, rip upper of Herverton. Herverton goes down to the inside to defend and messes up its entry. Can Doug rotate up the inside? Dooring each other. Doug spins Herverton. Herverton got what he was asking for. And there was some contact from the 07 to the 66 that really warranted that battle. Green flag back out. Into the corner we go. Stephen James up the inside of Douglas Henry. Herverton all the way in the bottom. Ronnie Lane all the way on top. Could we see 4 wide on exit? We're 4 wide, and Doug gets collected with Stephen James. And we stay green. I don't think Stephen James knew they were 4 wide. That was tight. Oh, and Ronnie Lane just spun Stephen James. We stay green. Stephen saves it. Oh my, what is going on? It's not over. Alicia up the inside of Herverton. Legat around the top. By the way, Matthew Legat, Jacob Alicia, Derek Stanley all have fresh tires. 9 laps to go. Running down Aiden Gould. Alicia just got turned. Oh no. And we're still green flag. Can you believe it? Oh my. How are we still green right in front of the field? Replay. Jacob Alicia, what happened? Did he lose it all by himself? Yes, he did. That's why we stay green flag. I thought Robert Keach got him. Keeps it down out of the way. Unfortunate for Alicia. Fresh tires, loses it all by himself. And now Legat got around Aiden Gould for that lead. And he begins to pull away. The next truck with fresh tires is Derek Stanley. And third, if we can, we got to take a look at that restart. We're going to have to manually fast forward to get to where we want to be. Oh, I think Herverton into Stephen James? Yeah, Herverton unaware they're 4 wide. Doug was a little bit lower. That's why I thought Stephen got into him. So I guess Herverton did get his retaliation, if you think about it. Doug's dad goes short track emotions, haha. You're absolutely right. Matthew Legat out of turn 4. The Frontier Truck Tour created 9 weeks ago, and Matthew Legat will finally win it in his own league.
Let's go.
Good shit, man.
How about that Chad Canal strategy?
That was good strategy. I'd take it for a good points day for me.
Gotta burn it down.
How about that for Matt Legat? A lot of drama there at the end of the race. But Matthew will prevail. Cooler heads always prevail. And he will burn it down here at New Hampshire. One week left in the Frontier Truck Tour. That championship still up for grabs. Aiden Gould 3rd, Dylan Herverton 5th. Incident report out of Herverton at the end of the race. What happened? Oh, I don't know, but Raymond Wimmer got him at the end. So don't know exactly what happened. Yeah, just him spinning out the end. I thought maybe he tried to wall ride or something, but Legat burning it down on the front stretch. Gets her done. And finally brings it to a stop. No, not quite. Not done. Legatno in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you. Know what's up.
You finally get a win in your own league. Comes the second to last race of the season. You kind of inject yourself back into that championship battle. Talk about New Hampshire.
Man, better late than never, right? I mean, what a call. The start of the race, I set down some pretty fast laps, qualified second. Was running with Herberton and them for a little bit, but then I just overheated my tires. I fell back. Kind of went in the save mode and thought about this strategy, just not taking tires on that last stop and hoping for a late caution, and it worked out for me. So glad to finally get one.
Congratulations, career win number 1 for you in the Frontier Truck Tour. First points-paying race win across both series. Next week, we roll in to Watkins Glen. How do you feel about it for Pal?
I'm excited tomorrow night. I've been putting down practice and I don't know, hoping for a top 5 finish. I think that'd be like a win for me at a road course. So looking forward to it.
Alrighty, Matt. Congratulations. I'm going to send you back up.
Thank you.
Finishing P2 on the day. A quiet day for him, but he got it done. Hey, Derek, no in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, it wasn't too eventful for you compared to others, but you were able to bring home the 2nd place position, keeping it clean at the end. What the hell is that helmet? Okay, that caught me off guard. Oh my god.
Where are you?
Yeah, well, talk about the day for you here at New Hampshire.
It was a struggle with the setup, but at like 10th place speed, I just got lucky that the caution came out and I saved a set of tires. So I was able to get my way up to 2nd.
Next week, we go into Homestead for the final race of the season. What do you got for us there?
Oh, probably nothing. I hate that track. Live in passion.
Okay.
But you never know.
All right, Derek, I'm going to send you back down. Congratulations on the P2.
Yeah, thanks.
Derek Stanley back down. Let's go ahead and grab your P3 finisher, rounding out the podium. Aiden Gould. Aiden, no in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Here you go, P3 on the day. That last caution came out there, and that definitely hurts you. All those guys with fresh tires. But how about you leading that race with the battle of Herberton and Doug going on behind you? If that went green the rest of the way, you were pretty ecstatic, weren't you?
Yeah, I was looking at my relative the whole time, and Dylan was just getting really frustrated because, I mean, he just could not pass, and obviously they got into each other. But, yeah, I felt like when Matt stayed out there on that restart and Dylan was on the top, and when I got by Dylan, I got by Matt, I'm like, all right, I just got to hold it off here, get the track position. And the truck felt good and clean air. It felt really the best all night. And then we got that caution with Dylan and Doug. I knew Matt was on tires, but I just thought he was going to be far more back in the pack. And I thought maybe I could hold him off, but 3 laps later he was there. So not disappointed of a P3 though, and definitely Dylan having his problems and also Alicia having his problems. That will be nice for the points. And yeah, just nice solid day.
Congratulations, Aiden, on the P3. I think you're staying ahead of Herberton in that championship, but it's going to be tight. Will you have to win next week at Homestead to win this championship?
Vegas, actually.
Oh, my bad.
I think the winner, I think the points are going to be like 4 or 5 points, and knowing Dylan, he's going to be up there, so winner takes all. That's going to be my opinion. Whoever wins that race is going to win the championship.
Oh, it's going to be a first on all of PAL Media. Congratulations, Aiden, on the top 3, and I will see you next week and tomorrow for Watkins Glen.
Thank you. Can't wait for the Glen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude tonight's action here at New Hampshire. Man, it took a while for us to get it heated up, and once we did, it did not cool down. Matthew Legatt, Derek Stanley, Aiden Gould, Raymond Wimmer, Dylan Herberton, Jake Kerr, Ronnie Lane, Robert Keats Jr., Aaron Warren, David Wright, round out your top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in for another week of Frontier Truck Tour Racing, iRacing, alcohol, and the beautiful mix of both. Have a good night.